Clickety clackety.
Clickety clackety dackety.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, hi everyone, what is up? We are live today to talk about the episode 6 of WandaVision.
You're saying it wrong. You got to go WandaVision.
WandaVision.
I have
Should I do the whole 90s or 80s intro?
You can do that along with the whole like CGI'd like ending credits for every episode that go on for what feels like 10 minutes until the actual credits roll.
Yep.
And I have my decaying, really old coffee mug. That's Avengers.
That's fun. I like that. I like that in spirit. I'm wearing my SpiderMan hoodie in spirit.
I am wearing a Towson hoodie.
Nice.
I don't have Marvel gear. I'm more of a DC guy.
Dude, yeah. Well, we won't talk about it here, but I'm ready for tomorrow. I got some login info. I'm ready for tomorrow. I'm ready for tomorrow, man. This is going to be best Valentine's Day ever because I'm treating myself. I'm treating myself, man.
Treat yourself.
Like, treat yourself. Treat yourself. I'm ready.
Yourself.
I'm getting everything done today for it.
We're gonna switch back into Marvel gear and WandaVision. WandaVision. Okay. And break down basically what happened during this episode, which of course was the 90s Halloween episode.
Yes.
Let's just dive in and ask, what did you guys think of the episode?
I thought it was pretty cool. There's many things I want to talk about, but I'm gonna dial in on let's just talk about the overall era that they hit, the 90s sitcom era. I thought that was really cool to see, and for me personally, just because of the fact that it times up with me that like the 90s area hits closest to home for me, and also I feel all of us. Just being able to see that again, it was kind of like it was kind of like nostalgia in a way, and it kind of gave me like that classic feel, like when the intro first started and it had like the whole like, you know, montage running around the house and that creative way introducing the members and like the kids, like for the first time, because of the style, talking to the audience, like the actual camera as if we're actually a presence there. I always kind of enjoyed, and I thought it was really cool to see again. And it really gave me like Even Stevens like vibes. I don't know if anybody watched that when they were younger, but that was like one of my good shows. So I kind of thought on that aspect of it, I thought it was really cool. And then it's like, you know, even though it's like the 90s, it doesn't feel aesthetically like it's too far off from where we are now. So I felt like I could like link into it a little bit more. I didn't feel like I was so out of place.
Well, that's something we're going to talk about later because there's a reason it feels like that I learned.
Okay. Well, then interesting. Yeah. But on the topic of just it being 90s while we're on it, that's why I thought it was really cool.
That's cool. Nick, how'd you like it? Or not like it?
No, I'm with Travis. Like, I've been loving the decade themes for each episode. Like the first episode, like how it was almost like a I Love Lucy like episode. Yeah. I thought that was hysterical, and it keeps going into that. Yeah. And they're leaning heavy into it, like the way like the camera work goes, and even like the jokes itself. Like it's either like dry humor like that or whatever. With this one, when it started, I thought I was watching like an episode of Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is another one. Yeah,
like the way the intro was, and then how they kept talking to, which I thought was hysterical. Yeah. Also, I did laugh the whole time because it was when Pietro, he kept like digging into Wanda, and I laughed when it was like Wanda's like, "Where's your accent?"
Yes, right.
And then Pietro's like, "Where's yours?" Because everyone jokes like throughout the movies, they just lost the accent, and it's like, what?
So here's the interesting thing. I'm starting to realize, especially with this show, and especially with this episode, a lot of the issues and the inconsistencies that we've all had as a Marvel like community, they're now addressing in this episode, but it's like they're addressing it and they're making fun of it.
At the same time, the whole reason Wanda doesn't have an accent anymore is because in Winter Soldier, Scarlett Johansson, sorry, I'm blanking. Black Widow teaches her how to like hide her accent to be more incognito.
Was that ever established?
Was that
I know, but I feel like
was that Civil War or Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier.
Well, hold on. I fully agree with you that there is some plausible explanation for why she has a missing accent. Like that was neither here nor there. It doesn't really bother me too which ways about it. It's just that's just one example of like, I just remember as the movies came out, there's like people are always like, I find it funny how she had an accent and all of a sudden now it's gone, all that stuff. So that's just one of the things that they address here, and kind of poking. It's just like they're taking every opportunity to poke fun at what everybody's kind of caught them on, which I thought it was really interesting. That they never give answers for it though. Like everything that we've always like said, like, oh, this is inconsistent. It's like, yeah, we're going to show you. Yes, we know it's inconsistent. We're going to make fun of it, but we're not going to try to like fix it. Like, we're just gonna be like, it is what it is. So it's like, that's like, it's funny, but it's like, okay, well, hold on, I would like some answers. One of them being that I still don't understand why. The big one about why they kind of recast certain characters, you know,
better Quicksilver.
That's gonna lead into the multiverse of madness or whatever. Did
you see what they did though? Like when Pietro's like, he's gonna take Billy or Tommy or whatever, like they're saying Kick-Ass, and then Kick-Ass, it's like, because they both actors in Kick-Ass have played Quicksilver. You know that, right, Trev?
Oh, that's why he said
the main guy and one of his friends both played Kick-Ass.
What if they bring Kick-Ass in the MCU?
Oh my, no.
Is it even possible?
But he would die in the first 5 minutes.
I remember she said the whole Kick-Ass comment, but were they just saying it to like nod to the other Quicksilver? That was all it was?
Yeah, because it's
a little Easter egg.
I even rewinded. I'm like, they didn't do this, did they?
Yeah. They're poking a lot of fun at stuff that they're choosing to change right now, and it's cool and all, but again, where I'm set at is like, all this is awesome, but I'm like, I need you to explain this. Like, I'm so very desperate for like, what is going on, guys? Like, this is
they
all
really
cool,
haven't explained
why
anything.
Is this happening?
They
keep dancing around the bush, and like, I guess that's really smart storytelling, because I'm gonna keep watching it because I want to know, but like, I can only take so much like pull here.
Yeah,
they're
going off of
crumbs. Is what they're doing.
Going off of that, personally, this wasn't my favorite episode. It did feel very like fillerish.
Just a little too much filler.
Yeah,
I don't think it was too.
I don't feel like a lot happened.
So here, this is why I agree with Caroline. Because here's the thing, not a lot really happened. It was mainly focuses on Wanda kind of talking to her brother, and her brother, oddly enough, is being the force that's actually comforting her and saying, hey, I'm with you, I totally understand you, which is interesting in its own, because you don't know, is this somebody's like, is this, you know, like an actual like a character that's able to think for themselves and not be controlled by Wanda, or is it like a Vision situation where they kind of have a freedom of will, which we're kind of seeing now, and Vision really pushes the boundaries of what he's able to do outside of Wanda's power. So it's cool that she has those two important people in her life that have that dynamic. I feel like that's going to play a big part in her having to make a choice at some point soon. And it's going to be really hard because of the fact that she's literally got two visual representations of love that she has. And one of them is literally lost, you know, family. The other one is somebody that's practically someone she's so in love with. They're like her family. So I feel like that's going to be really interesting. But regardless, I do think it was filler, because it was a lot of kind of expedition. Is that it's not expedition? Exposition. Sorry, it was a lot of that. It was a lot of talking back and forth. It was a lot of getting the feel for characters, like like mindsets. And it was a lot of outside forces like yelling at each other, so that way certain characters can be put into place. And like, you know, and you can really tell it's a filler episode because nothing major happens until the very end. And then once it does, and then it starts to ramp up, that's when it cuts.
That was insane.
I'm excited to have Darcy in the Hex. I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah, dude. That one was
kind of excited.
She got screwed real quick. She just like had to watch as like the thing came right at her.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that's that one makes it, out of all people to have gotten like now trapped in there, that's like the worst one, which is like really good, you know, kind of pickings, I would say, because she's the one that's able to understand this the most and do and she was able to kind of research the most on it. She was able to find kind of the most answers, or was able to direct them down the right path. So now that she's gone, now they're more influenced. Like, we got to go in not to only save our friend, but she's the key.
Going off of that, she's not the only one. They've been teasing it through the past, like, 3 episodes. Monica has another contact who's and I believe an active physicist who is supposed to be what's his name from Fantastic Four.
Reed Richards.
Yeah.
If it's Reed Richards, I'm bugging.
Yeah.
Wait, you're telling me that they might have this be a Fantastic Four? Are you telling me that we're gonna get Reed Richards from Fantastic Four, and then Wanda is gonna open up, like do a tear in the dimension, and then we're gonna start seeing Chris Evans again, but as Human Torch? Is that what we're gonna get?
Like
oh my god, I would laugh. I would laugh.
I hope they did go through it and they casted John Krasinski, because that'd be so cool just having John Krasinski
show up.
No,
they can't. He's already cast.
Yeah,
is he cast?
He's cast as the best character on the show.
Yeah, he's the agent.
He's Jimmy Woo.
He's Jimmy
Woo.
You're
right. I'm sorry.
Jimmy Woo can do anything.
We give a shout out to Jimmy Woo though in this episode. Yes. He kicked ass.
Jimmy Woo cannot be messed with. Do not mess with Jimmy Woo.
Listen, I love this character. I love this guy. He's so like he's such like a uplifting mindset like in the room. But when they were being escorted out, I'm like, okay, we'll see what happens. And then of course they like turned on the guards. He was the first one to make a move, and he was like, when I saw him punching, like it wasn't like I thought they were gonna play it off like he tries to do stuff, but he doesn't have the physical capability. So then everybody else
he was kicking ass.
No, he was like back fist and everything. He's like, we all right? I'm like, okay, Jimmy.
He can still have like the awkward joke every once in a while. Jimmy Woo is our savior.
I love seeing that. I love seeing they do a mixture. They don't just have the comic relief character that always needs to be saved. It's like it's a comic relief character, but they can also put in the work and actually help when their help is needed. Like I love that. That made me like love him like 10 times more than I already did, because I'm like, oh, this dude's capable too.
Can you picture this though? The actor's been like a lot of side roles and stuff, but now that he's on WandaVision, and he's gotten like all this great fan like praise and everything. He's about to get his own show possibly on Disney Plus.
I hope.
Oh yeah,
X-Files style.
To be fair, I don't know.
I really hope.
I don't know if they are going to do that, because that's going to be borderline like close to like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something.
It's Disney, and they know it would attract fans.
Maybe.
I know for a fact.
They give them a mini-series, give them a few.
If it was a mini-series, then yeah, because then it can just be a little adventure. They don't have to keep focusing on it, because no offense to him as a character, but I'm pretty sure Marvel, in hindsight, bigger picture, they're not going to think about wasting resources. The most
powerful being in the universe is not Thanos anymore. It's Jimmy Woo.
Yeah, sure, but I know that they're not going to put any resources into making a long-term investment for this one character. Probably they'll have fun with it, but you know, he's definitely more of a side man. Like, hey, let's join the party sort of situation.
Yeah. Can I tell you guys a theory I have though?
Yeah.
So you know how Darcy got really nervous when Monica wanted to go back in?
Yes.
Like into the anomaly.
Oh yeah.
Because her DNA was changing.
Yeah.
And everyone keeps wondering how they're bringing the X-Men into the MCU. There are a lot of people in that anomaly, and a lot of sword agents just got put into the anomaly. And if their DNA is changing too, is this their excuse for investing into the mutants?
No, I disagree with that thought, just because Monica is supposed to eventually have powers.
No, I know she's a photon, right?
That's her thing.
Yeah.
So that could just be it, like kind of enabling it. But I don't think anything's happening to the regular, people that are going in. The whole House of M comics, there's supposed to be mutants in it, and she like wipes out most of the mutants by being like, there are no mutants. Like she single-handedly does
I remember that. She was like, no more mutants, and like got rid of them.
They could be there. We just don't know already, because Quicksilver, if it ends up being what's his name, Evan Peters' actual characters from X-Men, because I don't know X-Men. There could be more.
Well, their excuse for that could just be like, oh, she's losing her mind, losing grip, like recast.
No, you don't recast Evan Peters in that if you're not trying to play that card.
That's fair. No, that's fair.
I mean, you never know. Like I mean, I don't know, because like again, this goes back to the fact that I think putting him as the character Quicksilver in this, it's just so down the road on a finale. I feel it's just to help Wanda have to make a choice between I think Quicksilver is the representation of you can keep doing what you're doing. You can control them. You can make your own world. And Vision, like, I know if you let this go, I'm dead, but you have to let it go because this isn't right. And she's going to have to choose between doing what's right or her own false sense of happiness. So I think he's just in here to get her over this hump that she's in, to get her to the next stage of her life. So I think it's cool that they crossed it over, I guess, to kind of sideswipe us, because one, none of us expected maybe to see Pietro, but we also definitely didn't expect it to be Evan Peters' character. So I think this is just their fun way of them throwing us through a loop. And also, I'm pretty sure that those X-Men films have finished up. So I think he was just kind of free for the taking.
Well, no, I don't know X-Men movies, but I thought they went back and completely undid all the X-Men movies, and now like we can redo them.
They're gonna try.
I thought that's what they did with Days of Future Past or whatever.
But then they kept going.
But that was all within Fox, which it owns X-Men. The fact that Marvel's taking this one character is probably because Fox has done like with X-Men, so they were able to take him. So they were never connected legally. So therefore, it's not like this is their way of tying. I could be wrong.
The X-Men franchise and Fox is over. The last one was Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
The last one was Dark Phoenix.
You also have to realize when Disney bought Fox, that was in talks for a long time. That wasn't just a split-second decision.
No, that was the main reason they bought Fox.
Yeah.
They know they can make a lot more money if they have the X-Men and Fantastic Four in their MCU.
Yeah. I think
it's an expensive move, but it might pay off.
I mean, it's definitely going to work because if you think about where Marvel is now and stuff, like they already had all these other movies and all the other films, and most of these characters are gone now because they're done. Their time is over, so they want to get new people in here. So what better way than to let's do the X-Men right, and also let's bring in the Fantastic Four that hasn't been done in years.
They've used a lot of their heavy hitters already. Yeah. Like villains, they have a huge library to go with, but hero wise, I don't know how they're going to do it.
I don't know either, but
you have to now tell people you have to fully reinvest into new characters for a bunch of movies now until the main bad guy shows up.
But overall, though, just getting back to the topic, though, I don't think I strongly feel that just because they're bringing, I do, Brian, I do too, and Kevin Feige, we trust. But I don't necessarily think it's a guarantee right now that just because Evan Peters is in here as Quicksilver that they're trying to necessarily completely tie in the what's been established in the X-Men universe. I
think he's gonna make it his own.
Yeah, I think he took Quicksilver. I think they're smart enough to know there's a couple of characters from that were really good, so they might bring a few in, but they're probably going to recast others, which my personal opinion they should. I'm not going to get into who, but we'll just leave it at that. So this might just be their startup for it. I don't know. For all we know, this could just be a one-time deal, get Wanda to the next step. But again, it's Marvel. They always think 10 steps ahead. So
they do, but they also could pull a Captain America at the end of, I forget which movie it was, where he's like, patience. They could just be completely screwing with us.
Oh yeah, no, that could be an option too. All I know is just it's just one of those crazy things where it's like where we're at now, it's good and it's satisfying, these episodes in this show, WandaVision, in its own way, but it's like they are just so good at giving us stuff that's woo, yeah. Also, wait, I'm confused. Hold on, I have more questions now, and it keeps piling on and piling on. You're like, damn it, I have to keep watching because they're giving more questions I can't answer. It just gets so rough.
More questions are being given than answered, and that's what's kind of getting me. Because in this, remember, he was hacking into Sword, and I forget the director's name. I apologize, but the director is obviously hiding something, and he's tracking 100%. Vision,
as they always are.
But he's also only tracking Vision. He doesn't care about Wanda, where she is.
Yeah.
Which means he wants Vision. He's going to lead something.
My theory and thought is Wanda is innocent. The reason why Wanda stole Vision's body is because Sword wants to weaponize him.
Oh.
So that's what the whole situation is right now.
Oh, so that just changes your perspective, because it's either she's made this world to keep everybody out, to keep him safe. Oh, and that's why he's the only one that has free will, because she wants him to live a happy, innocent life, and she's trying to protect him from the outside world instead of it being she's trying to deal with loss, and she's like, oh, dude, if that was the route that they were taking, immediately my sympathy goes towards her because now I feel like she's doing the right thing. It's not just her trying to get over loss. She's not mourning.
You saw the clip of her stealing the body. They had him on a thing, definitely doing something to him.
Doing something to him.
Yeah, I didn't even. I didn't even think about that. I don't think
Sword is like Goody is like a shield where they're actually gonna do the right thing, but at the same time, ended up being
Hydra.
But yeah, but, you know what I mean.
But we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about Hydra. Hail Hydra. Anyway, my only problem with that theory is the people. She's torturing the people in the town, basically.
Yeah.
Like the one girl was crying, doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
That's my only problem. These people are literally suffering.
But then again, is she the one actually who created it?
And that's what I'm gonna say. Is someone making her give in to her impulses? Because you can see she clearly didn't set up the town, but she took over almost.
Well, I don't know, because the whole construct has clearly been established that it's controlled by her. So I know that she has part in that. The whole situation of, is there somebody playing puppeteer right behind her that's keeping her in a headspace? Maybe, but even if there was, there has not been a single hint towards it. You know?
Yes, there
has actually.
Go ahead and tell me.
All right, I'm gonna feel like that Charlie from It's Always Sunny meme, where I'm on the board, let's talk about the mail.
Pepe Silva. Hang out. I know there's no Pepe Silva.
It's Salve Peppa. Anyway, I'm noticing a lot of hexes, and I know they're just saying that for Wanda and stuff. It's not AIM, is it? Because this is kind of their thing.
Comey is the leader.
He's actually
this theory
Edward's
is right.
on my side. It's not AIM, is it?
What is AIM? I actually don't know what AIM is.
Wait, hold on. How are you incorporating AIM in here?
Wait,
where's the connection?
They have a lot of hexes, and Hydra has been shown a few times.
Where have you seen hexes?
We're talking about Hydra?
No. AIM and Hydra are almost
imagine AIM and Hydra are the same type of idea, corporation, blah blah blah. But AIM's just a separate one. That's all you need to know.
AIM is like a really high tech one and everything, and they're led by MODOK, who actually does a lot of mind games like this, telekinesis and everything. Okay, Edward is on the same side.
So you're thinking that there's a theory that MODOK is behind, brainwashing her into being in this, having Wanda be in this sort of mindset, so she's doing this.
Because what I've seen, I saw this in the trailer. I kid you not, it was the Mind Stone. You don't think that MODOK is trying to get the Mind Stone through Vision, do you?
No, the Mind Stone's. God.
It's still there. No.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Here, so I want to address this as well, because we've all been thinking this. We already kind of have established that Wanda took Vision's dead body and used that to reconstruct him, to remake him again, correct? Yeah. So now we have a walking and talking Vision that's only able to do that within this construct. And we know that because of the fact that in this last episode, when Vision tries to break out of the force field, he was being destroyed because he was outside literally the bubble that was keeping him alive. Yeah. So he is basically kind of undead in a way. He's just basically being kept alive. So everything is an illusion. But the weird thing is, we still have not explained how is he somewhat alive because he's not being a puppet that Wanda's subconsciously dancing around, but he's really dead. It's actually he's conscious. He's self-aware. He has his own sense of will. So because of how he thinks and how he starts to defy Wanda. So he actually is there. A life force has been put back into him, which makes me question if that happened. Then the Mind Stone that's back, is that actually back, or is that just part of the illusion?
There's no stones in the current timeline that they're in. There's none. If Captain America put them back in the right timelines.
You're right.
Hold on,
there's no stones there. There's none.
Yeah, Captain America put them back, but what if somewhere along the way somebody grabbed that one wherever Cap put it back?
Waited for him to place it back, and then
I'm just saying. No, I'm not going down this rabbit hole of saying what if that happened. But I'm saying Captain America only put them back. It doesn't mean that people can't take them again. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, for right now, if the Mind Stone,
actually, that could work, because that could open the multiverse. Because remember, what's her name said to Hulk or Banner was if you don't get them back, everything's going crazy.
Yeah, it's you got to be very careful and stuff. I don't know necessarily if she went out. Oh, there's a chance that in the time between where the movies left off and like us seeing the security footage of Wanda getting Vision's body, what if she actually took it upon herself to go on a mission and like got the Mind Stone, and then when you see her breaking in, it's her with the Mind Stone to put back into his head and bring him back to life and put him in a construct to protect him from the outside world. Like she went on this solo journey to bring him back, and maybe the Mind Stone is finally real again. Like and like actually implanted back into Vision.
I think they're gonna leave behind the stone. I don't think we're gonna do anything else with stones moving.
You could be right. I'm just proposing.
I saw it in the trailer though. That's my problem. If I didn't see it in the trailer, I would say it's not.
Here's what I find interesting. The reason this is so far the only proof I have that the Mind Stone might actually be involved in this and might actually be real and might actually be in Vision. And this is because when we finally see him break through the force field and he's pleading for help, but he's starting to decay away, I kept looking at it. Everything was decaying away, even his face, his hands, fingers, all that. The Mind Stone was not decaying away as if it was the only thing that was real.
Oh.
I did not see that start to shatter or break away at all. That was the only thing that was staying consistent, which made me feel interesting.
What about the
Doctor Strange should have the Time Stone in his movie. Yeah. Another thing is, and that's the other thing, because we have that, and we know that the Wanda and Doctor Strange are supposed to be playing hand in hand together. Maybe something happened, and they kind of use that Time Stone or something. Like I feel like something got manipulated along the way for them to be able to get this Mind Stone for this to happen.
But I'm so confused though because the Infinity Stones that are correct to this timeline were destroyed still by Thanos on that planet.
Yeah, but you saw how.
They're still destroyed. They're gone.
No. And you just saw how the Avengers, like an entire movie they showed, they could go right back in time, grab them, and bring it back to there. There are really powerful beings in the Marvel universe that can do stuff like that.
Han, do we not know?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think these stones the stones aren't destroyed. They're where this timeline had it.
Thanos snapped them.
But then they fixed everything, and then Cap went and just put them back, so they didn't get destroyed. That like never like
I don't think he brought them back. Timeline are destroyed. Because remember when they went and they cut his head off?
Yeah,
they're destroyed. The ones correct to their timeline are destroyed.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying the WandaVision takes place clearly after Endgame, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happened in Endgame? They got destroyed. They went in time to bring them back to their timeline, and they used them. And all Steve did was go and put them back in the timeline. So, so that means that technically they are still destroyed after they use them. Yeah, you might be right. Okay.
Can I just say one thing before we keep going with this?
Yeah.
I'm going freaking crazy.
We're going with the fact that WandaVision's happening like a few days after
Endgame, I love it. Did you see the meme of like everyone at Iron Man's funeral and then Wanda just
everyone's sad, crying, mourning like Iron Man and Tony Stark are like, it's been fun, I gotta go, and it just immediately steals Vision's body.
Yeah, basically.
Like this happened days after.
Yeah, she did not wait. She was like,
do
no.
Do I think Wanda is being manipulated and this town is being crafted by someone else? 100%. Do I think she's fully out of blame? No, because you can see she's clearly clearly not letting go.
Yeah.
And you can see these people suffering every day.
Well, this is why I think it's a case of if somebody is trolling her, it's in a way where it's not 100% control. It's like one of those characters that has a subtle manipulation towards like your mindset and emotion.
They're pushing her to like what she wants.
Exactly. It's more of a suggestive nudge than like, let me attach a string to every joint and I'm going to, like dangle you like a puppet. So
because then she's not going to fight back because it's kind of what she wants.
She's being tricked into feeling like she is making these choices, which is the most dangerous way of manipulation.
The whole thought is whoever the big villain is, there's been multiple thoughts of it's different villains, but everyone's kind of tied to Agnes, saying Agnes is like.
I see no proof of this.
No, I've heard her husband because she keeps mentioning Ralph,
and Ralph has never shown up.
Yeah,
Oh my God! If you rearrange the letters in Ralph, it gives you MODOK. It's just like, what if like they finally bring Ralph in? Like, this is my husband, Ralph, and he's just like, oh, that's so nice. He'd be like, we like to call him Mr. M. It's like, oh, what's your last name? He's like, MODOK. I'm like, that's cheese. That's cheesy.
No, it's like they go with the theme, so it's like, this is my husband, and you see like MODOK in his form, but it's like in like a really bad suit. He's trying to hide, like, hello there, like,
hello. This is how I look every other day. He's just like he's already like in this final form of like the massive head guy. He's just like, hello, I'm really smart sometimes.
Just get on the ladder, shake my hand.
Just shake my hand. It's fine.
It's fine.
Indeed, Agnes and Quicksilver make references to the devil, but not simultaneously.
He's right, because
Agnes no longer owns, so she tries to flee by taking the car. Yeah, okay, so let's talk about that scene. Well, let's talk about the scene where Agnes is trying to flee.
My demon spawn.
No, I thought that was just a joke. Like,
but
Quicksilver knows something. Quicksilver knows something.
I need to know where Quicksilver came from. Like, who is this guy?
No, because he clearly sees what this place is and what.
Oh, here you go. Here you go.
Ralph is Mephisto, and I've heard about Mephisto.
He's a devil, basically.
Dude, hold on. Okay, then stop. I feel like this is the most concrete thing then now, because you guys are bringing up that they were saying stuff like run my demon spawn, and I know they seem like passing things, but like Marvel's smart enough to hint little things like that. I've been hearing Mephisto like crazy. He is a character that's kindly declared as a devil. He does have mental abilities, I'm pretty sure. I don't know him 100%. Right? Like he does like kind of
I don't really know.
I think he has otherworldly mental capabilities. In the comic, here, look at this next one. Mephisto is kind of the father of the twins in the comics. See, okay,
the twins are going to be important. I feel like really.
Oh no, hands down.
They're setting up Young Avengers for that. They're setting.
No, I don't think they're gonna stay Avengers. I think they're gonna like show true form, and they're gonna like go nuts.
And the other thing is like, they grow really fast and at their choosing, so they can become full adults and like literally turn on Wanda. I don't know if
they're gonna go full Avengers, but I think they're gonna go like they're gonna turn on Wanda.
Yeah,
I really do at the end.
Yeah, and it's kind of like getting a reverse Wanda and a reverse Quicksilver.
But there's also the thought of if Wanda understands everything she did, like in House of M, and she just kind of locks herself away, and it's like, you're right, I'm horrible. Goodbye.
I don't know.
Well, my thing is this. I guarantee you that Wanda clearly had no way of bringing Vision back.
Oh, yeah.
But somehow Mephisto found a vulnerable, powerful, one of the more powerful characters
one
in
of
Marvel,
the most powerful,
and said, I can bring this man back. Give me his body, and I'll protect you guys. But clearly, he's doing something else here. I feel like whoever's controlling this place wants this place open more than anything else. He's either finding something or getting power from it. It's one of the two.
What if Mephisto, if it is Mephisto, then he's using Wanda because he knows her capabilities of doing what she's doing, making like this like construct that can consume the world around her. And she clearly has the ability, because we saw at the end of this episode, she pushed it out further. She gained more of a perimeter. So what if Mephisto, that's his plan? It's to manipulate her enough that eventually she ends up going for like a world domination thing where it spreads so much that now he's got a construct. Maybe, dude, she has the ability. I think she's getting stronger every day with it. And I think what he's trying to do is
slipping. There's a lot of like,
I know.
Yeah.
Work.
Well, no, did you see the, when they're outside the movie theater, one of the movies is The Incredibles.
And that came out in 2004. I saw that. I did see that.
Wait, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's kind of a small hint. Like she's losing grip.
When you said earlier, you're like, oh, it didn't really feel like the 90s. That's the point. She's losing grip on reality.
That's interesting. But that can also still play into the fact that like she's losing grip while also being manipulated by Mephisto to push it further, to get enough of a force field of a construct consuming enough of the world that way he has a major card to play. So that way he has the power, and she's the conduit, and she's the key, the door for him to be able to get that power. That sort of situation. I don't know what the long-term game is. Like, if he is using Wanda in order to consume the world, or at least most of it, like, what is it just so he can control everybody through the construct? I don't know. Is his plan to get rid of Wanda?
and it's mixed that the children are important to whoever's controlling this world, because a heavy theme in this entire series, the 50s era, the couple kept asking about the children they have. The 60s, they got the children at the end. The 70s, they had the children, and there was a huge topic of concern. The 80s, it was like, where are the other children? Why are there no others?
Yeah.
And then the 90s, to hide that there were no other children, they had a huge Halloween trick-or-treating thing. So someone clearly is invested in the kids, Tommy and Billy. I don't know if it's a power thing or what.
His world awakens powers in people like Monica and apparition.
What did I say? What did I say? Thank you, Pierre. What did I say? What did I say before?
It's not Pierre, it's Pietro.
Pietro. Thank you, Pietro.
He's here with us today.
You're right. That would be really smart.
So was I right?
I don't want to admit it, so no. He turns away. Nick's the one that's actually behind all this.
Yeah, it's me and Jimmy Woo. We had enough of Marvel. We're going DC, baby. We're going DC.
Yeah, no. And then we did talk about this earlier. I don't think she created mutants through the sword agents. I just don't think so.
Because the way they're very loose with how they depict the comics, in the sense that they give characters certain liberties, where they make characters cause certain things.
Yeah.
So it's not out of the ordinary if she did.
But here's my question. Since we're back on this topic, we're talking about the fact it's already been established that from the construct that Wanda has made, when people go into it, their genetics, their molecules, whatever it was, they get altered, right?
They change.
Yeah. So my question is, we know damn well, not just from Marvel, but from storytelling in general, any piece of information we're given, it's for a purpose. So the fact that we've been told that when people go in, something about them gets changed, they would only bring that up if that's to play a major fact later. So my question is, like, what would that be? There is the theory that you guys keep saying that it's in the long run, it's going to create more mutants. But I don't know. I don't feel that, because, like, I mean, again, we had that one agent. I forget her name, and I love her so much. Monica?
Darcy?
Monica.
Is it?
No,
not Darcy.
Monica.
The one who's like,
Monica.
whose mother was in Captain America.
Yes. So
she's
her
meant to have powers. She's meant to.
Yeah, she's photon.
I think it just opened that up for her. I don't think, because that was probably already there.
Because this is something they could do. Correct me if I'm wrong. Elizabeth Olsen came in an interview saying there's a Luke Skywalker cameo. I think the Evan Peters was a fake out. I really do.
Wait, what do you mean?
You just said a bunch of stuff that made no sense.
So remember how in The Mandalorian everyone lost their minds when Luke Skywalker came out?
Yes, I danced.
She said there is a cameo in an interview. There's a cameo in the show that resembles that exact thing.
That was probably Evan Peters.
But what I'm saying is, was that a fake out for something bigger?
Like, I don't know, man.
Honestly,
Marvel's doing
the mutants that have come from the Westfield anomaly to go live in the mansion.
Listen, I'm not going to crap my pants until I see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Like, what are you doing here, bub? I'm like, oh, hey, bud.
If he does that, I'm losing my mind, because he deserves it.
I want Deadpool in the MCU. I was
about to go that route.
I just want Deadpool.
Do you see, for the longest time they wanted him to be PG-13 when Disney bought Fox? That would never happen. They're not going to let him go.
Imagine
so happy they're bringing him back, because I was so scared for a hot minute.
This gets to like a climax of the series where, like, Wanda's like losing control and the world's about to end, and she's like just pushing the force field out, destroying everybody in her path, and all of a sudden she's doing that, and all of a sudden you just hear over her shoulder, she turns and she looks, and you see Deadpool going like, well, hey there, Red Stripe, how's it going? Yeah, you're in friendly. Like, he just like comes into the world and everything. He's just like, I'm just gonna solve this for us real quick, and he just like, they just like incorporate him in, and now it's like, yes, we have a crossover situation. Like, we finally got Deadpool with the Avengers, with the Marvel MCU. That'd be so good. And they're working on doing that.
Yeah, they have a third one coming out. I'm gonna laugh though if they do put him in an MCU project, like an actual one, and they let him curse, but they keep bleeping it out, and he notices that he's being bleeped, and it's like a whole thing with him.
Oh yeah, he's like, what the?
He's like, what
come
the?
On.
How are the? Is this?
I don't think. I don't.
Like, oh my god! Wait, and then what if had like Spider-Man hop over and be like, watch your language or something?
Like,
yeah, but it's not Tom Holland. It's Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
See, this is what I'm talking about. I want this. This. This is going to be the best option.
Did you see that? Just a quick little tidbit about the Spider-Man movie. They interviewed Tom Holland, and Tom Holland Tom Holland has no idea what the movie's about, and they've been filming for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. We're all safe from spoilers now.
I don't know.
It's amazing that boy cannot know at all what the movie's about, but yet he's still able to act it out. Like, great. It's like, all right, just act scared here.
I'm sure they give him the scene the moment he walks on.
No, they definitely do.
They don't want him spoiling anything. He's not the best at keeping secrets.
I have to think though, but like overall, how many is it? This wasn't the season finale yet.
No, there's 2 more.
No. 2 more.
People are speculating there's gonna be 9.
Okay, 9? So here's my thing. I just want to go around one more solid time to like wrap this up. I want to know, what do you think you're going to expect to see in these next 2 episodes, or like in the rest of the season, and where do you think it's going to go from here? That's my question, because I don't really know.
Well, we're going to see who Monica's contact is, because clearly she's making a big deal about it.
Reed Richards.
Is it Reed Richards, or is it?
Because it's whatever science he is, astrophysicist, is there in the MCU?
I know it's you. In MCU or Marvel itself?
In Marvel itself.
I'm trying to think. I feel like I have one in my head, but I'm blanking.
What about Doom before Doom?
That's gonna suck. I don't think anybody wants to touch Doom.
That could be a thing, though. The Hexes could make him
He's
Doom.
big enough to be a main villain.
I know, but I'm just thinking about like the
but Doom isn't that scary.
It's just like, here's the thing. The reason why I don't think that's going to be an option is because if they're trying to kind of rebirth the Fantastic Four, every time that in all the cinematic history, it's been, they bring up Fantastic Four, there's Doom. I feel like Marvel, if they want to address it, they want to go a different route, not have the same expected character again. I feel like they want to go somewhere else. Hank McCoy, yes, that is yes.
We're all in agreement that Hank McCoy could possibly be like a Mephisto type, right?
Mm-hmm.
He could,
because he's clearly hiding something. Clearly,
this is the guy, the
sword director.
The sword director, right? Okay.
Because you can see they're also heading in the direction of Monica taking over Sword, so that would mean Hank would have to leave.
She has taught us never to trust those agencies. Just don't.
Yeah, I mean,
never trust them.
I just don't know. It's the stereotypical character of like he's trying to do what's best, but he's not going about it the right way, and he can't think past himself and just having people listen to him, which is always a dangerous mix. But that's kind of played to death that like they do. Oh my God, if they do that, I'm gonna be a little disappointed. Like, what if they have it where this guy gets so kind of like he gets so far gone in trying to stop this that like he ends up like going through. Like he ends up getting actually sucked into the world, and from going through, it changes his genetics, and he gets abilities, and and that's how they create some new supervillain. And I'm just
no, if that were to happen, that would have happened this episode, and he was one of the ones to not.
Well, that could also happen. We've already established that they established this episode that when they go through, they change, and we also established that she has the ability to push the construct further, and also that he's not. Doesn't have really his resources anymore, so I feel like on the outside he's gonna have to team up with Monica thank you, Monica and Wu, because like he has nobody else, so it's him kind of like being put into place. But also I feel like they're gonna like end up going in, and then he's gonna be the one that turns and changes, and they got to like stop him.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. You don't need anybody else when you have the Wu Man on your side.
I know, but this guy's too stupid to realize that. So that's why he's gonna turn bad. And all of a sudden, once he does, Wu's gonna pull up a pistol and go, "You made a grave mistake. Is this your card?" You know, he just like pops it up. Like,
dude, I want Wu to
no. He brings the bullet out like that. He's like, one of the chamber.
Oh yeah. Everybody's not making fun, but they admire the fact that like he was able to learn close-up magic, like how they did in Ant-Man.
Greatest arc in the MCU by far. He was able to learn the card trick.
Yeah.
What I want to see if John Krasinski does show up as Reed Richards, I need a moment of them looking at each other, being like, "Wait,
how do I know you?"
Oh yeah. No, they just look at each other and they go, "You look good." I'm like, "You too, man. You too." He's like, "All right," and they just like continue about their day, and they become the dynamic duo.
Yep.
If I get to see Jimmy Woo and John Krasinski like teaming up, I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah, that would be
the memes will pull in of the Spider-Man pointing at each other for weeks.
Yeah. We also have to think that wherever this ends, Wanda does play a part in the new Doctor Strange movie, so we have to see where is this going to lead her for it to make sense in the Doctor Strange film. That's the interesting thing to consider.
Could Mephisto play a part in what's it called? Like he won't be gone by.
Yeah, no. Everyone's kind of saying he's going to be like next Thanos of phase.
I
thought it was Kang the Conqueror.
I have no idea.
Or am I wrong?
I haven't heard anything about. I have not heard
any theories on that.
I thought they were heading toward. I don't know, but I thought it was heading toward Kang.
The only thing we have for the new one is SpiderMan and WandaVision.
Yeah. Well, we have other stuff, but nothing like huge yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Black Widow will be released.
Yeah, we have the Falcon Winter Soldier. We have Loki. We have a few things.
Did you see that meme of like? It was of Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, and I can't think of his name right now, but the guy who plays the villain in the last Spider-Man, like all standing there. One of them's in the middle of the set.
It was the one of like Ryan Reynolds in The Gift.
Yeah, and it's like
Jake Gyllenhaal. Who are you talking about?
Jake Gyllenhaal, thank you. And it's
Mysterio.
The middle one is the Doctor Strange movie. One side is Wanda playing with the Fates, and the other one is Loki messing with timelines.
Brian's also suggesting Secret Invasion. Because that is a show on Disney Plus now. That is a show. And it's one of the bigger events in Marvel Comics.
What is it? I actually don't know this.
Basically, like the Skrulls took over almost every big part of the MCU. They were hiding in plain sight, and they took over.
Well, it's teased when what's his name? You find out what's his name was a Skrull the entire time.
Yeah, but that was willingly.
That
wasn't
I hated
like
that.
That wasn't like what they did here. Like they did it to conquer. That was just like, oh, I'm doing my man a solid. I'm picking up the shifts. I'm
picking up the shifts.
I'm picking up the shifts for Nick Fury.
I ain't got time. I'm clocked in right now.
I think they're all working together. I think they're all friends. I don't.
There's a lot of stuff.
They're not.
There's a lot of stuff that they have established that has not been addressed yet. It's like they put a lot of moving parts into place, but it's just like they haven't pushed forward enough. And this is the moment. This is the critical moment where we're going to start seeing what direction they're going. And like, I don't know. Here's the thing though. In hindsight, it's like, are we doing it where we're pushing it so it's kind of like another Thanos situation where there's that one big baddie and they're waiting for that reveal and then everybody like goes after him? Are they doing that again, or are they trying to get more elaborate with it this time around? So it's something we're least to expect, because all these fan theories were pointing to the fact that there's definitely one big name at play, and we're just trying to figure out who it is and go after it. Is Marvel going to do that, and the whole secret is figuring out who it is, or are they smart enough to know that they're going to twist this a little bit and it's not one single person, it's this whole thing? But that's kind of hard to dance around, because usually when there's an enemy force, there's always somebody leading it, so it's kind of hard to not have that.
Yeah, but these are all questions we'll get. I hopefully will get answered during next episode. Hopefully, because I feel like next episode is going to be a turning point episode, and we're going to get all the answers. I'm hoping, because it is episode 7 out of technically 8.
Yeah.
Technically. But yeah.
I hope.
Any last thoughts before we wrap this up? Because Ryan has his big interview next in a few minutes. So stay tuned, everybody. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, everybody. That's going to be fantastic. Make sure to watch that. But I'm going to wrap this up on my part really quick and saying there's a lot of opportunity in this show. I love the direction it's going. There's a lot of mystery that I love, but it also pisses me off because I want answers. All I'm going to say is what I expect to see in the rest of this series is people. I want to see the team go back in and try to save Darcy. What's her name?
Yeah, Darcy.
I have the hardest time remembering. Like, I love the characters. I know their faces. I get their names mixed up, but I want to see them go in. I want to see them try to save her. I also want to see what role she takes place in the construct, because I feel like there's going to be something special about her. Like, I feel like they're going to get in there and they're going to break her out of it, and then she's going to be able to do something from the inside, because she has the most knowledge and the most insight, I feel, of like understanding how this construct is working. So I feel like that's going to be really interesting to see, and hopefully we do get a reveal of a larger scheme at play clearly at the end of this, and I hope to get explained more about what is going on with Pietro and Vision. So that's really what I hope for, just for right now.
Personally, I want to see who the astrophysicist is, or I'm sorry, because they're clearly hyping it up, and just I had no faith in this show. I didn't see the reason for it, and I just kind of thought it was a Disney cash cow. I really didn't have interest in it.
I don't like either of you. Like, Wanda is the strongest Avenger they have.
He thought that. Let him finish.
I liked Wanda in the movies and everything, but I didn't. I thought this was just gonna be a dumb show.
Yes.
That like it wasn't. Not that it wouldn't be good, but like it was just like one of those like side adventures where it's like, okay, it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's whatever.
You thought this was just to pass the time.
It was to pass the time until something really big came up.
Yeah. I had that same fear too.
But it's obviously not doing that. They're like going full steam ahead, and it's given us one of my favorite things of all time.
Yeah.
Jimmy Woo.
Well, with Jimmy Woo, we're gonna wrap with Jimmy Woo because
we're gonna wrap with Jimmy Woo.
We gotta
believe
get going.
in Jimmy Woo.
Jimmy Woo is everywhere.
We got to get out of there because Ryan's probably having a panic attack trying to get ready.
Yeah, so stay tuned. Everyone just stay here on the channel. Literally in 4 minutes, Ryan's interview is going to start. So stay tuned. And then after that, we are doing Battle of the Nerds, which is Travis versus Ryan. And it's going to get heated. It's just going to get heated.
I still don't have a whiteboard, so that's how prepared I am for it.
I still don't have a topic, so that's how prepared I am.
Fantastic. Just make it in my favor. That's all I hope for.
Okay, with that, see you guys next week. And yeah, a week is too long for another episode. That's all I have to say. Bye.